Frequently asked questions about the marketing series workshop happening next week, August 26th through August 29th. I'm super excited that you're going to be here listening to this. And if you're excited about what I'm excited about too, I have 10 questions to really get down to bottom for you. So we're going to make this very quick. And as you're listening to this, I'm going to put a link above so that you can quickly get into it, sign up, because I'm going to be sending out this message. But I want you to hear this first, because I know within the next 24 hours, this information is going to be important for you to get. So I'll put the link at the top of this room. Good evening, everyone. It's 10:30 p.m. Central. So thanks for being here. Anisha, James, Minnie, Gemma, AJ, thanks for being here. So I see the love, appreciate you. So we have the marketing series workshop, and I talked about this before. So I want to make this very quick so that you can replay this if you have any questions. I have 10 questions to answer, and I want to do it in 10 minutes. So please, if you have any questions on top of that you hear, put in the chat and I'll make sure I can answer them. So we have 10 questions to go through. The first question about this marketing series workshop, of course, is the general question. What is this? When is this? Just the whole general before I even get into the top 10. This marketing series workshop is going to be happening from the 26th through the 29th. That's going to be next week, Tuesday through Friday. And there are going to be 2 sessions per day. Each session is going to be 90 minutes, and it's going to be a day session and a night session. So the first day is going to be SEO and AI. The second day is going to be LinkedIn. The third day is going to be Pinterest. The fourth day is going to be podcast. So if you're going to think about these 4, the goal now is to find out how you can use these 4 to maximize your time. So here are the 4 questions, or the 10 questions I'm going to answer, starting off with this one. Who is this for? Who is this marketing series workshop for? This marketing series workshop is for business owners, entrepreneurs, creators, inventors, people who own their email list, people who own dominant content, who control their landscape, and they actually connect to people, leaders that they want to empower or enhance or give information because they have a community or a circle. These are the people who need this information, because we're going to be covering information that you as a business decision maker would need to know about 2025, 2026, God willing, because you have to also think about how you can be tracking your content, how you can be tracking your website, how can you be showing up for all these search engines within AI, within traditional, within LinkedIn, within Pinterest, within podcasts. They're very different, and you have to think about them in all these different ways. So the first question is, who is this for? It's for you as a business owner. If you're listening to this, if you own a website, if you want to rank on all these ChatGPT platforms, Perplexity, you want to be showing up within the search results, this is the time for you. Now, when you think about this for the next few minutes, think about this and ask yourself, okay, where am I? Do I fit into this as well? Because the second question is, who is this not for? This is not for someone who, or a business owner or an entrepreneur who doesn't have a website. If you don't have a website, if you don't have something that is going to show that you have a business outside your social media, it's going to be hard for you to scale through this workshop. I'll be very honest, because the whole point of using this workshop is to make sure that you're showing up on AI search results, you're showing up on search engines, you're showing up on social media posts, you're showing up within your data points, you're gaining leads, and you're actually gaining more traffic because you're building more awareness within your community from your zip code out through the country or out through an international sector, because you start to actually receive more information from different layers. So if you don't have a website, if you don't have a podcast, if you don't have these things, it's important for you to think about that. But that doesn't mean that you're not able to come in. If you plan to have one, then this is for you. But if you don't have one and you don't intend to have one, then this is not for you. But if it's for you and you know that you have a podcast you want to start, you have a LinkedIn account you need to optimize, you have a Pinterest account you want to use for business or ads, or you have a holiday season coming and you want to connect with people, these are things you want to do. I'm meeting up with somebody that works at Pinterest tomorrow because we want to start planning for our clients and do some holiday planning for ads. So we're really ramping this up to make sure that we can have a successful fourth quarter. So I want to show you how we are using Pinterest organically without you having to spend money every time to actually show up on search results and use it to actually advertise your business. Apple is advertising iPhone 17. That's coming out next month. On Pinterest is going to be a crazy time. Check it out. Just show up on Pinterest in September. You're going to see a lot of Apple advertisements because they use Apple, or let me just say it this way, Apple uses Pinterest because you can run ads on iPhone. So of course it makes sense. If somebody is seeing an Apple ad on an iPhone on Pinterest, it's going to be of interest to them because they know what's coming next. It just makes sense. So that's the same thing I want you to use as your business to now show up for people who will know your brand, who will discover your brand, or who would find you beginning in their purchase journey, because that's what you can use Pinterest for. So this is for you if you are thinking about scaling your business, but if it's not for you, then this is something that you can come back to later for sure. Now, the third question is, how many workshops are happening this week? How many workshops are happening this week? They're going to be 4 days. There's going to be the 26th, the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. Out of these 4 days, there's going to be a day session and a night session. Welcome, Ahmed. A day session and a night session. The day session is going to be between 10 a.m. to 11:30. Each of them is going to be 90 minutes long. And if each of them is going to be 90 minutes long, then it means that from 10 to 11:30 a.m. is going to be your day session, and then 6 to 7:30 p.m. is going to be your night session. So when you now look at this across Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, you can choose which day that you can do it. If you can do Tuesday daytime, Wednesday night, Thursday daytime, Friday night, that's fine. But each day is going to have their own unique day. So you don't have to do all. You may just need to do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, but each of them are going to be single and they're going to be different. So if you do a day session, you'll get the access to the replay. If you do a night session, you get access to the replay. So you can choose day or evening or day or night, because I realized everybody's busy. So I want to make sure that this is convenient for you. And if you have any questions, you can always check in on that. So that's how many workshops we're going to have. We're going to have 2 times 4. Which is 8. So we're going to have 8 workshops across 4 days. Each of them is going to be 90 minutes long, and there's going to be 2 sessions per day. One in the daytime between 10 to 11:30 a.m. Central, and there's going to be one in the evening from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Central. So each of them is going to be 90 minutes each. Now, the next question is, how are they split up per day? If they're split up per day, if you choose the morning session and you don't come for the evening session, you're not missing on anything in the evening session, because it's going to be the same material for the same day. It's just going to be different on a different day because we're talking about a different topic. So if you come on the morning session, then if you want to come back for the evening session, great. Maybe you want to understand more of what you heard in the morning and have a refresher. Cool. You can get 2 replays. But if you come for the first session and you're good, then you get that 1 session replay. So everything is going to be done based on how you come in and how many you get. It's going to be very easy. I made it very simple for everyone because I want to make sure that you can understand this as well. Welcome, Althea. Thanks for being here. So that's the 4th question. The 5th question is, how long is each workshop? Each workshop is 90 minutes long. So for 90 minutes, we're going to have a great session and talk about this, and I'll share my screen. You'll come online. You just need to have access to the internet, have access to strong Wi-Fi, have access to your computer, and just have access to undivided attention. And then that way you can use that 90 minutes to see everything that I'm showing you. If you have any questions, we can make sure we'll have that. And I'll break that down in one of the FAQs for today. So when you now look at the 90 minutes per session, each session is going to be covering everything that we're going to talk about. If it's SEO and AI, I'm going to show you the tools that we use. Pretty much what we use for our clients is what I'm going to be showing you in this workshop. That's why I'm making this workshop very special, because if you can use the same tools we're using, you will now know how we use these tools for clients, or you can use them yourself and build them out. You just have to pay for those tools, which is different from now hiring out a professional who can now manage those tools, and you just have to do the approval process. So it's easier for you. By the end of the day, the goal is to make sure that you have that strong access, because even though, let's say we don't connect it again after 3 months, you already have the resources available to keep you growing. Because what we don't want to do is nest and ingest. What does that mean? Nesting means that we're creating content that will hatch or grow over a period of time, because anything that we do has a span of between 5 to 24 months of a timeline. So if we use Pinterest, we'll make sure that your pins, we have about 300 pins that we send out every month for your account. So if you look at a 3-month plan, you're looking at 900 pins. There's sometimes we can even get to 2,100 pins based on the plan that you pick. But the goal is to make sure that when we now use those times with you, it's going to be easier for you to now come back the year after to just optimize, because we've already set the motion. So when you're nesting it, it allows it to grow over time. Now, when you're ingesting it, it's different, because on Instagram, anything you post on Instagram can directly repost to Pinterest. So that's 2 counts. So you have 2 posts for 1 resource, which is a double. And that's a good thing, because you're able to show more signals that increases your boost signals as a brand. So it's just a win-win-win for you. So we'll be able to show you how to do that with the workshop. But just based on how we're able to connect, the workshop will show you how these things work across the platforms. The next question is, how long is each workshop? Each workshop is 90 minutes. And each workshop is going to be focusing on those specific details. So if we have 90 minutes, we're going to have 45 minutes to talk about one topic. The other 45 minutes is going to be breakdown so that people can ask questions, right? So when you answer the question, if you have a question, you can put it in the chat. It's going to be open. You can connect with people in the room, people you've never seen or people you've met before. I want it to be open discussion. I want it to be like a classroom. We walk in, you get to connect. Everybody has their own exam. Everyone is doing their own, their own pathway. We're all in the same classroom, but we're not all going to have the same results. Someone's going to have bigger results. Some are going to have mid results. Some are going to have small results. Some results can happen faster. Some results will happen slower. It depends on what you're planning to do. But at the end of the day, the resource that you use will help you to determine how fast you want to move as well. So the next question is, are replays available? Yes, the replays are available. The replays will be available for every session that you sign up for. If you sign up for 8 out of 8 sessions, you're going to get 8 out of 8 replays. If you sign up for 2 out of 8 sessions, you're going to get 2 out of 8 replays. So any session you sign up for, you will correspondingly get the replay, because that replay gets to you within 1 to 24 hours, so that you can have access to it. You can research, you can learn more, and that's how you're able to have access to the replays. Now, this is the question of the day. What are the prices, right? I made this to be very special and also very convenient for everybody, because I want to make sure that we are all able to make sure everything is done correctly. What are the prices? This is the breakdown. Here we go. Each session is $99. Each session is $99. So if you do one session and you do LinkedIn in the morning or in the daytime, you're going to get the replay, you're going to get the notes, you're also going to get the information about how to optimize your LinkedIn for success. I'll show you how. I'll literally draw the curtains. I'll show you my account. I'm going to share my screen. I have about 15,000 connections on LinkedIn. I'll show you exactly what I've done. So this is really like behind the scenes types of stuff. I don't do this all the time. And because I'm doing this just to celebrate 6 years podcasting, I'm doing this once. This doesn't happen all the time. It's like your birthday happens once in a year. This is once. I don't think I might do this again the way I'm going to do it this time, because I really want you to learn. And because AI is really advancing, I don't want you to be caught in a wind. I want to make sure you're ahead. You're 10 steps ahead. So each of the plans are $99. And we also have another tier. Each of the other tiers too, we have 2 tiers per session. Each of the session is going to be either $99. It's going to be group session. You have access to the replays, you have access to the notes, and you have access to the event, which is going to happen live. Now, if you want to upgrade, you can now pay $999 or $999, and that's going to get you access to 4 additional one-on-one sessions, which are going to be private, which is going to be an extra 4 hours, meaning that you're going to spend 1 hour per week after the session is done, based on our schedule or based on your earliest convenience, to now have those 4 out of 4 sessions. So you're going to get 90 minutes plus 4 hours of private sessions, including, of course, the live group session that you paid for initially, which is within the setup for the event. So you have access to the event, you have access to the replay, plus you have access to private coaching, which is also going to get you consultation with your website. If you need installations, we're going to make sure all those things are done for your website, especially within those 4 sessions. And it only takes a month for us to do this, because I'll show you exactly what we've done on screen is going to be applied on your website. It's kind of like going to be a copy and paste or blueprint. Like you build a house, you get the blueprint of the house, and then from the house, you're able to build everything based on the measurements and based on the metrics. So that's how we're going to be able to do that with the course. I want to make sure that it's clear. So those are going to be the 2 prices. The next question is, do I have to take both sessions? Because people are saying, or might ask, do I need to do day session and night session to get the full thing? No, you're going to get the full thing per day based on the session you get. If you, let's say, come in the morning on Tuesday, you want to learn about SEO and AI, it was really good, you really loved the information and you wanted to, resonate a little bit more, then you can say, okay, I'll get 2 sessions. I'll get 2 sessions, meaning that the first session you might say, okay, I'll get the $99. And then you might come to the second session and say, you know what, let me get the $999, which is the $999, because in the evening, I may want to learn more after this. Or you can just do $99 for both. Whichever one you pick, day or night, you have to just choose one of the plans, one of either or. So when you do that, it's just going to be easy for you to connect. I'll be able to see it. I'll send you a message and it will be very easy to connect, because I'm very flexible with timing and I'm flexible with accessibility, because I want to make sure that you have everything you need as we go through this. So yes, you don't have to take both sessions, but if you want to, the floor is yours. Feel free to do so. So we have 3 more questions to go before we wrap this up. Why is this important? The reason why this is important is because I have spent so much time, especially this year, to understand how AI is moving. And the things I have seen, I can't speak much on them because it's a lot of information I can tell you, but it's going to be an overload. So that's why I've broken it down into 4 days, actually 8 sessions, each 90 minutes. So that's literally 90 minutes per session. So if I'm doing 90 minutes times 8, that's 720 minutes that I'm spending outside of the 4 extra hours plus that we'll be having, because this is going to be information that you're going to understand how to use. And I'm dedicating my time to make sure that you can get this information with that value. And the value of this is immense. It's something that if you're able to just capture and say, okay, this is information I can get, this is worth $2,500 that you would be paying for, but you're getting it for $99. You're getting it for extra sessions at less than $1,000. But if you were to do this within a full session, it would be hitting about that price and above. So right now, it's something that you can really ask yourself, what am I investing in? Am I investing in time, money, assets? What are we building? If I have a podcast, how can I take my podcast to the next level? I'll show you how I started my podcast and where I am today with my podcast, what it's doing, what the value is. You can see it. If I was to sell my podcast today, I know exactly what my value is, because I know how it's turned into an asset. It's not just a show. It's a business. It's an investment. It's time. It's value. It's an experience. So I want the same thing for you, and I want you to have that same experience for your business. That's why I want to give you guys this sauce. And I can't just keep it to myself. Sharing is caring. But I also want you to value what you're paying attention to. Water is greener on the side that you grow it, right? It's not greener on the other side. It's where you grow it that it grows and it gets greener. So I want you to really think about this and the bigger picture as well. Welcome, Julie. Thanks for being here. So it's very important for you to know about this, because each of these days, you're going to learn something new about these platforms that will help you make decisions for the holiday campaigns coming up this coming quarter. And you can make your money back with one client or with one customer based on your value. I don't know what you're selling. I don't know what you're preparing for, but whatever you're preparing for as a product or a service, this information will help you make a just information that you will be able to have a decisive element to know exactly whether to move straight, left, right, back. It will give you more of an axis as opposed to just pointers. You're going to be able to know exactly where to move, how to move, when to move, and why to move, and how to move. So the 5 W's and the 1 H, we're going to really apply it practically in this workshop. That's why this is important. So now, how do you sign up? This is second to last question. How do you sign up? How do you sign up is by clicking the link in the description or clicking the link above. When you click the link, you're going to see different options. You choose any other option you want, but please also, if you want to be part of this workshop, click in-person/virtual workshop, because God willing, next year, I'm going to be doing in-person workshops. So this is not going to be the last one. This is just like the teaser. So if you want to see how this really works, please sign up. Start today, RSVP, because this starts next week. So if you have any questions, reach out to me. That's why I'm doing this room, because I want to make sure that I can send it out to you in the email. You can listen to it. And if you have any more questions, you can reach out to me directly, because all these questions that you're asking, I want to answer them before you ask. That way I'm able to show you that I value your time, and I want you to understand what you're paying for, so that you're not just guessing things. We can't be guessing in 2025. So I want to make sure that is understood. So how to sign up is clicking that link. And then once you do that, you're able to have access to the email, and I'll be sending out an email so you can get more information about it throughout this week on all the details on how to sign up. You'll get the morning session, the evening session, the days. You're going to get everything laid out for you in the email, so you can RSVP and sign up. Definitely, you can do that tonight or anytime you listen to this. Now, the last question is there going to be a question and answer session? Yes, there's going to be a question and answer session. So I'm going to make room for time for people to ask questions, because I don't want to give you an overload. I want people to hear your question, hear your business. You might be in the same city, you might be in the same state, you might be around the corner, you might be somewhere that you can connect with somebody and then see how that goes. But at the end of the day, the goal is to make sure that you can leave better than you came. So I hope this has helped you in giving you more information. If you have more information or questions about this, reach out to me. My email is info@playinc.online, and I look forward to seeing you very soon. So thank you for listening. Thank you for joining, and I'll see you in the marketing series workshop. Now, that was an episode, right? Thank you so much for listening to the We Don't Play podcast show. I'm so glad that you're here and you are sticking tight with us, especially to the very end. Now, this is season 11, and we're going to do it differently. And I want to make sure that every episode you listen to has something to give back, so that you can also learn more after you listen. Now, We Don't Play podcast show is where you listen, you live, you learn, and you earn. So if you're in any of those positions out of those 4, please make sure that you reach out to me. Send out an email through info@playinc.online. That's info@playinc.online. Or you could go to playinc.online, which is a website, www.playinc.online, playinc.online, and schedule a call so that we can get you on an SEO discovery call to talk about your business and help you with your marketing needs. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope this helped you. See you in the next episode. God bless you. Jesus loves you.